A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad Mustafa Al-Amin is his messenger. I greet you in the language of peace and of paradise. The language of our mothers and forefathers with the greeting of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. And my name is Mohammed Solomon. You're watching Islamic Action TV, Guerrilla Minded Productions, brothers and sisters. And also as well, get your hand out of my pocket. Productions as well, alhamdulillah. Once again, another power-packed video. So much to cram in, so much has gone on. Bare things that go on this time. We're going to try and get through it as much as we can. So buckle those seatbelts down. It might be a rocky ride, but truth is always worth it at the end. I mean, you get through all of the ups and downs of life. It's all about truth, brothers. It's all about kicking that knowledge. And once again, happy to be in the studio with you again, Bilal Kida. Always a pleasure. I know man's doing his works, man's doing things in the pipeline. Bare things are going to go on. For
big things.
For all these Islamic Action supporters and new
Thank you
so much.
For the subscribers, continue to
oh
subscribe.
My God, you're making us go viral every time. Every time we're just licking these things.
Bare love.
So this week,
I want to
bare things are going on.
I want to talk about a few things. I want to get out the gate. I want to get it out the gate. There's a whole controversy about what's going on in America. There's a number of big stories that's coming out of America from, over the last few weeks, from the shootings in Dallas and people's take on that, from the deaths that triggered or that was a reaction to. There's a whole host of things going on. People talking about Micah X Xavier Johnson, and if you say Micah, he turns to Micah X. And if you say it quick enough, it sounds like Malcolm X. Malcolm X. Translated. So there's all little subliminal games going on. The thing with the picture of him and Griff, without calling Griff's name, but showing Griff's picture, scaring poor
and Griff not scared. So
Griff looking a bit ruffled after he talk a mean revolution. But you know what I mean.
I think this is the thing about it.
There's a lot going on.
There's too much going on. Obviously, we lost Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace, and hopefully. That may his works continue, and those of you who know Dr. Sebi, he was one of our elders, one of our notables, a person in the field of diet and nutrition, healing. And he had cures for a lot of these diseases that this Western white supremacy system has been genetically modified. He was producing cures for that. So we must always acknowledge our elders, and we must always acknowledge the work that they've done, and we just have to take this message forward. So obviously we lost Dr. Francis Crest Wrestling as well earlier this year, which was once again a tragic loss. But we have to keep on going as a people. And obviously Corinne Gaines, we all know about her assassination. You all know about her public execution that would have been public if Facebook had been asked by the police in America to block her Facebook page and pull her Facebook page down. So we've had, as a people of colour, black people, but also as in a world sense, the planet has lost some notable people, some great people, and we have to acknowledge this. Even though we're Muslim, that don't mean that we as Muslims don't acknowledge the passing of our notables, and also the assassination, the murder and the assassination of people, particularly a sister, and shooting a 5-year-old boy. Was completely unbelievable, and they will be held to pay for what's happening to the black Americans at the moment. And we over here, Islamic Action, we want to let you know that we stand shoulder to shoulder with you, totally support you in your endeavors for freedom, justice and peace and equality in that nation where you're being massacred and slaughtered at an industrial level. So we will do all we can to support you and all we can to help you. So you can email us, Skype us, contact us any way that you can, whatever, to let us know for any support.
And to all the family in the ATL that's been showing a whole heap of love and support, honor every time,
Every time. Bless up. So getting back to the topic at hand, I would say that in terms of what's happening to the black Americans, in terms of over 500 black Americans have been slaughtered. Black people, maybe some of you have issues with black American. Some of you say I ain't no American. Some of you say okay, I ain't no black. Some of you say I ain't no African. Some say I'm Hebrew. Some say that. Whatever you want to call yourself, you're united in the fact that you're being slaughtered on an industrial level, and they might not bother care about whether you call yourself
Hebrew. When you work out whether you're a Hebrew, or more,
The man ain't bothered with what
you can. Why are you still debating those stuff? Continue to debate that stuff.
Well, am I slaughtering you? Yeah,
you might have to come up with a solution.
For minor traffic stops.
Yeah.
The man slaughtering you. Yeah. So we're talking about them people who have been slaughtered on that level, and we want to know what you're doing to stop it. We know that some people have said, what is it? Thing or else?
What's that? Justice or else. Well, like we said on Islamic Action TV a few months ago, or else what? Vote what?
Wait for the or else.
Or else
but
what?
I would say, my view is that in Britain, when we had, in Britain, and I'm not bigging up our country, but when we had our police force, it was developed from the what is it, they were called the Peelers. There was a Prime Minister called Peel, and he put together the police force in, I think it was in the 1780s, somewhere about that time. 1800s, right? Yeah. So they were called the Bow Street Peelers or the Bow Street Runners, but it was a police force that was designed to protect the populace in London, and then it spread across. But it was a governmental police force with gun that didn't have weapons. They carried a truncheon and a whistle and a torch. But they had a uniform and they had laws and rules, and the idea was to protect the property and lives of the people. But in America, you only had slave catchers, you had militias, you had lynch mobs. You never had
no peelers.
Your system of law enforcement came from the fact that you'd have areas like Maryland or Philadelphia, where the majority would be black slaves, and those black slaves needed to be contained. So whites were given carte blanche, the minority, to go around because they were scared of people like Nat Turner and slave uprisings to suppress, lynch, rape, burn, kidnap, sodomize, whatever you needed to do to keep those blacks in their places. So you had lynch mobs going around slaughtering and killing blacks willy-nilly. And if you look at the badge of a police officer, that I think is a 6-point star
in America,
yeah, it is identical to the same badge as the slave catchers. It's identical. So you guys were in America. These blacks don't understand black Americans. Their man was not designed to protect you as a black man. In your constitution, you was classified as 3/5 of a human being. George Washington and these people who put your constitution together were none but downright slave owners. George Washington had a black woman who he raped and produced kids with. He called her a mistress, but we know she was in distress because of what he was doing to her. And he distressed and disrobed her. Right? But this is a mistress. No. So your society is developed from a sick, twisted population of people that annihilated the original people.
All right. Stick up in. So here where the devil advocate come in now. What a lot of people are saying is African family in the UK, African diaspora, generally coming from the Caribbean, some from the motherland, but the black community in Britain, that maybe we are spending too much focus on our family in the Americas because we got our own plight over here. People saying to me, why is all this Black Lives Matter thing in America? The brothers got shot in Dallas and then they're shutting down Brixton. Why are you shutting down Brixton? In a sense, shutting down Brixton, not the businesses that are not owned by us, but shutting down Brixton is where people just trying to travel along their way. People saying to me, but what about Mark Duggan? Him dead in England now. He was in America, so what's good? What's really good? What's the struggle here saying?
I think the struggle here is saying here, if we look at the dynamics of things, sometimes when you see a tree, you might not see the roots of the tree, but you just see the tree sticking out of the earth, right? But you've got to look at the roots. We have had black people dying in police custody going on for over 50 years, and we marched on police stations, right? We've had the Mark Duggans, haven't we? Right?
We've had a new crossfire.
We've had a new crossfire. It was that guy Roach, I think something
Colin
Roach was found hung in
riots
in Newton police station, right?
Yeah.
We've had
Tottenham riots.
We've had many black people. We've had
remember the sister in the night? Was it 94? Joy Gardner?
Joy Gardner,
was suffocated in
so-called a deportation center. Order in her house, killing in front of her children.
Okay.
So we've had the similar deaths in police custody. And we've had no redress. There was one brother who got beat mercilessly. Remember, they broke his jaw. They pulled him out of the car. And we used to go to the Nation of Islam meetings, and his uncle would come to our meetings. Wayne Douglas, I believe his name was. Right. They bought this new baton and they cracked his skull.
Oh yeah, he was on a life support
machine, yeah. And his family released the picture to show the brutality of these people over here and what they do to our black lives.
So we got a catalogue.
So we have a catalogue. We have a history. So the situation has been, because what's happened in America, right? We decide what we're doing is we're highlighting the plight. We're saying you're suffering and we're suffering. So we're saying it's a system of murdering black people and no accountability. Not one police officer in this country has ever been charged for the death of a black person. Never, none of them have. So we see the parallels. So don't pretend it's some Johnny come lately, we're jumping on the bandwagon. This is nonsense. This is the stuff of dream. This is the stuff of people who are deluded, right? Because they want to separate our struggle from our brothers and sisters abroad.
So are you trying to say that racism and white supremacy is a global system?
This is the point. This is what we're highlighting. And what we understand is one thing, is that what hits these people is the globalist, capitalist system. You don't go to their shops. Martin Luther King in the 50s, when he set up his don't use the buses, the Memphis bus strike, that's what brought Memphis to its knees, to open up the universities and allow black students into the universities, into the schools, into the offices, because it was economics.
So he's showing a lesson then. So he's saying that, in other words, for all the teachings and the moralistic stuff that he was trying to say, that we shall overcome and that my white brother will sit down with me, he's saying, what he's really showed us then, it's like a scientific experiment on mass.
America is the purveyor of evil in the world.
Martin Luther King's bus boycott was like a mass experiment. You can say, for example, so we tried to speak to the individuals on a moral level. We tried to appeal to their Christian goodwill as good white Christians. And he said that he didn't really hit home, but he said when we hit them in the pocket, then he was going back to Malcolm's teachings. Like, you can cuss out that all the different isms of Marxism and communism and every other kind of ism, but when they hit you with that dollarism, then it becomes real.
That's real. That's why that man this Friday went to Gatwick Airport, or was it Heathrow Airport, and lock off the airport. That's why that man went to West End and lock off the West End. Because now there's a silent majority of black folks who had enough. People you won't even think. So many of you white folks are laughing and thinking, oh, we know we're political. This is cut across. When you went the recent march that we've had for Black Lives Matter, for reparations, you've got a cross-section of everybody from the black community. Right? From your biggest sellout, who you consider a sellout, I ain't really black. Mainstream solicitor, doctor, lawyer, right? Police officer, down to your gang-banging road man, shotting on the ends. Everybody was getting together.
From the righteous to the ratchet.
Half done, half dead. You know what I mean? But everybody was there. So what's happening is, this is sometimes it takes the catalyst, because in an explosion, the wire that's attached to the dynamite, the wire is small, isn't it? It's not a lot. But then when it explodes now, that's when you have the problem. That's when you see what's really happening. So the wire was slowly fused. The fuse, that's correct. The fuse is critical. So slowly it was burning away, and now the explosions come. It's tidy what America's doing. But we know that we got Black Lives in Australia now. Because recently in Australia, they showed a documentary where all these young black Australians were being beaten mercilessly, brutalized, and now people are saying Black Lives Matter over there. South Africa as well. The rates of blacks being murdered and at the hands of the police again has now highlighted that factor. So this is a global thing around the world. So we know when Europeans have problems with so-called global war on terror, France jumps up, America jumps up, Germany jumps up. No one says nothing about, but all of a sudden now you're jumping on America's coattails because they recognize it's a global problem. They recognize it's a problem coming to a cinema right here, right now. So that's why. So these are kind of foolish statements that some of our more foolish brothers and sisters are saying. But we believe these people are agent provocateurs who have been part of the counter-pro or counterintelligence programs by these secret services groups who want to split the black community, and they don't want the head to join to the body because they're fearful if the head joins the body that they will not be able to stop this movement when we're saying that no more black lives being slaughtered, and we want reparations for 370 years of chattel slavery.
Good teaching, good teaching. So where else do we take the movement in respect to highlighting some of the things that has taken place in Britain so that our African family abroad, in Latin America, in Central and South America, in the United States, up in Canada and in the motherland, X, Y, and Z. How do we do this? We do this by way of our powerful medium on the television, because we have platforms now, and we have to be able to tie things in. But it's not just a TV platform, but also we need to start publishing our own literature. I totally agree. Look, we're Muslims. Our religion is Islam. We believe in the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We believe in the Prophet's family, the Holy Ahlul Bayt. We believe in the divine decree that there will come a man raised from amongst the Ahlul Bayt who will come in the time
when we need that person most and the power of Allah most, and raise up this person to come and rid this world of the evil and the white supremacy and break the back of this evil system. But we, at the same time as we believe that, at the same time that we want that, we know it will happen, we're told that we've got to prepare the ground for the coming of the Mahdi alayhi salam. Prepare the ground of this divine one who will come and raise things, yes? You can't drop seed on concrete. You got to make the land fallow. You got to make the land fertile. You got to make the land worthy and fit for when the divine mission comes, the divine messenger comes, or this divine teacher comes,
reformer.
Not another prophet, not another messenger. The prophet Muhammad is a messenger, but a reformer, a mujahid, who's going to come and raise amongst, who's going to be raised amongst the black family, a black man. I said it. You're not listening to me. I don't think they heard me. You think they heard me?
I don't think they heard me.
You think they heard me out there? I think we have to say it again.
I think we should say it again. Just for clarity.
Because
the tape could have been jammed up. It could have been stopped. As Muhammad Ali used to say. He used to say tape, they might not be listening. It could be foggy. So just drop it one more time.
I said that they will, amongst us is one. And when the time comes, he will be raised up a black man.
Manifest himself.
From the family of the Prophet Muhammad. Will manifest himself. He's already born. He's not yet to be born. He is born and he's here and he's now. But he's looking to see who will step up to the plate. Like when Cohen Gaines died. Where was the black man to defend her? Where is the black family to be there to protect her? So he wants to see that we're going to step up and do what we need to do. Now, we're not saying he's a black man as if he's going to be racist. Because whoever's oppressed by this evil system, no matter what colour you are, he's here to liberate you. Not to force you into Islam, but to force you into peace. So what we're saying, that as the brother was saying, but at the same time that we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we believe in the religion of Islam, the way of life of Islam, the deen of Islam. When we greet you in peace, we're not forcing that religion on you. We're not saying you have to come Muslim. We're saying we'll work alongside you. We're saying we'll do whatever it takes with you to bring about the truth and justice that we want and stop the death of black people. We're saying we're family, human family. What we're saying is that, as the brother said, whether it's a publication, whether it is a leaflet, whether it is a YouTube channel, whatever it takes, we're here to help and support you in that. Because we don't want to get into no Sunni, Shiite, Hebrew, Christian nonsense to divide us. Let's at least get rid of the problem, then we can sit down as family, then discuss the issues we have amongst us. But until that time, it is foolish for us to get into those type of debates. It is not wise for us as a wise people to start spreading this unity amongst ourselves. We need to spread unity and love amongst ourselves. Whether your sexual orientation or whatever, that's your business.
I don't want to know what people do.
I don't want to know what you get up to.
After 11 o'clock or even before 11 o'clock
my business.
Bedroom. I don't want to be
my business if I get stopped by the police for traffic.
And they want to christen your skull with a bat. Then that becomes...
That's right.
I just want to drop something in there because I know we're running out of time and time is closing and people get it. Sometimes, some non-Muslim people in our African family, amongst the Pan-Africanists, amongst those who look to ancient Egypt as an aspiration, the RGB family and the rest of them. Sometimes they get it messed up when they say people are waiting for a Messiah, people are waiting for a leader. There's two things you have to understand that. When people say we don't need a leader, it's foolishness because no great civilization or no great movement exists without a leader. So that's like a woman who's had bad relationships saying I don't need no man. It's like a black community saying sometimes we've had problems with leadership, so let's just decimate the concept of leadership. But amongst the Japanese, amongst the East Indians, amongst the Arabs, amongst the Persians, amongst the Europeans, you see leadership systematically being trained, prepared, and put in position to lead. So we need to be a bit realistic about that. And the second thing I want to drop on the family again is also the idea of waiting for a savior. With the Christian religion that we were taught, in the Eurocentric value system, we were taught to wait. It's a passive waiting. You understand? It's a passive waiting. You wait. You don't act. You wait because this one will come and do all the work. In Islam, according to the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, meaning the family of the Prophet, as Islam that was taught through the family of the Prophet, for the Majeda, for the Reformer, for that one to come.
That's right.
It's conditional on you making.
I don't think they heard you, brother.
They didn't hear when I said conditional.
No, they didn't hear you.
It's conditional.
I don't think they understand you, bro.
Meaning that the people, the populace, the mass They have to do the work and prepare the ground, or that one won't come. He won't come if you don't do the work.
Subhanallah.
So it's an active waiting. You understand? It's like if you have a guest that's going to arrive, there's one set of people that just wait because they hear that somebody's coming around and they left the house nasty. And there's another type of host who knows an important guest is coming, but for this guest to come, I need to prepare the home and be active and I'm waiting for them to come. It's in my mind they're coming, so let me do what I need to do.
Subhanallah.
There it is.
Subhanallah.
That's the gift. That's the gift for today. That's the blessing for today.
Blessing, brother.
That's what I wanted to share with you.
The blessing. That's a
By
mighty
the power
blessing.
of Allah.
That's a mighty blessing,
that's the thing I wanted to share with you today.
That's a mighty, mighty blessing.
So for all the family, Israelite, RGBT or not LGBT, but we're talking about the red, black, and the green, and the Egypt family.
Egypt family, that's right.
The nation, all the family, all the whole type, everything, the whole set of them. I'll be a love still, you know? I'll be a love. So we're going to be signing out, but remember to subscribe, shout back at us, get back at us, as we say.
Get back at us. Yeah. Remember, it's one struggle, one people, one God. You get me?
One aim.
One destiny, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So until we meet again, I leave you with the Muslim words of peace. Assalamu alaikum from me, Muhammad Solomon, signing off until the next time. Be peaceful, love each other, but get up off your backside and let's get out there and make Black Lives Matter. Assalamu alaikum.